Yeah, I've tried to record this probably 5 times now. Didn't work out so well because I keep stuttering and losing my train of thought. But this is probably going to be my first ever YouTube video. I'll probably post this on Instagram. I'm just going to put myself out there, put my thoughts about life, how I'm currently feeling. Just my perspective on things lately, because I see a lot of other people being in their mid to late 20s just posting about how lost they are, which I'm feeling the same way. So I'm just going to put it out there. My name's Tyler. I'm 20 years old. I live in a very small town, about hour and a half from Seattle. Pretty much lived here most of my life. It's a town where there's just not a lot of opportunity. People aren't so great. They're not motivated. There's not a lot of movement going on. Not a lot of activity. The only big job out here, which accounts to 40 to 50% of the economy out here, is basically a shipyard, which I currently work at as a welder trainee. It could be worse jobs. I've done way worse jobs. I spent the last few years in retail management. I've done a little bit of sales and marketing on the low end. Tried years ago to get into corporate, and I just couldn't find an in, because even Seattle, there's not a lot of growth happening. Not a lot of opportunity in Washington in general right now, at least for me. But I've lived here most of my life. I moved out to Seattle. I moved out to Lakewood and Tacoma and stuff. And it was good. It was alright. I tried pretty much my whole life just to get out of my small town. Finally got out and realized I just don't make enough. So I got accepted for the job that I currently work at, which is alright. It's not the greatest. It's basically just a rough industrial environment. I make $24 an hour. So I took a pay cut to come here. I'm learning to trade welding, which is good, because I can take that other places. Maybe make more than 25. Maybe. Pay for welding in general, from what I've researched, isn't the greatest. So it's going to be pretty much setting up my backup plan for the next year or two while I figure out my shit. But yeah, I think even to put it into better perspective too, after my healthcare cost, my health, dental, vision, my retirement fund that I put into, they match 5%. I think I did the calculations earlier today. It was after everything's said and done, it's $17.72. And after I did those calculations, I was like, God, this is fucking terrible. I need to do something different with my life. Granted, it's a job to have, especially in one of the worst economies in U.S. history, for sure. It's rough right now for a lot of people, especially my generation. We're just cooked. So, we're on the verge of an economic collapse that makes 08 look like fucking child's play. So, it's a good thing to have for the next couple of years. I'm saving up all my money, saving up a good amount in my bank account, and just investing the rest. I'm looking at different avenues, just trying to figure out my own shit. But for the longest time, even to now, I have no clue what I'm doing, because I know this whole welding job, I don't want to do it forever. I'll do it for maybe a couple years max, while I save up my money, but I don't want to be working in an industrial environment for the rest of my life and snorting black boogers out of my nose and keep getting lung problems, breathing in industrial pain and stuff. It's just not for me. Some people love that. Some people hate it. Some people put up with it. But I think the biggest thing that shifted my perspective was I was living in North Seattle. I finally got my own apartment. I was working retail management for a little bit. I was barely making ends meet. I finally got accepted for the job that I'm working now, and I spent all my money moving back home. So I live back at home with my parents now. I'm 28, which from what I've seen is pretty normal nowadays, especially with how everything is. Even for my small town of like 37 to 42,000 people, like rent is like $1,600 to $1,800 for like a studio or a one bedroom, which my town is not on that level. It's just not. You're rivaling places like Seattle now at this point, and it's crazy to me how that works. It's absolutely nuts, because you have a lot of people from Seattle moving over to that area. Give me 1 second, let me finish this ferry. Sorry about that, I just had to hop on the ferry real quick. But as I was saying, like the rent being crazy expensive for my town, because a lot of Seattle transplants try to move up here to escape the rent prices of Seattle, and then they just drive the rent up here. You got military and government contractors buying out places. You got a lot of building going on, but it's just not enough. There's not enough supply for the demand for like apartments and houses and stuff. It's just like there's no saving it, and like I just don't fit in this place, unfortunately. I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I don't know, dude. This whole like this lifestyle just isn't for me, man. I need something more. I need something that drives my ass to gear. Like I see so many people out there just making a name for themselves and making all this great money, and it's just like I'm sitting here just struggling day in and day out, living at home. I'm practically paying no rent, which is good, but I don't want to be in my 30s living with my parents, welding for snorting out black boogers and getting lung problems and breathing in industrial paint for the rest of my life. It's just not for me. So I'm essentially making this YouTube video because if you're lost, you're not the only one. I'm incredibly lost too. I've always wanted to start my own business or put content out there. I've always wanted to get better at skateboarding because I've been a skateboarder for like 18 years now, but I can only really skate 3 to 4 months out of the year because it rains so much in Washington State and the Pacific Northwest in general. So, like, a lot of me wants to move to places like Texas or like Georgia or like even Cali and just like start a business and just risk it all and just say screw it, because what I'm doing clearly isn't working. I mean, it's good for like a year or two while I save up my money and like, you know, make connections and build something on the side. I'll probably just post more content and just get more comfortable with this. It's just like practice, and just hopefully making connections with more people. I want community. I want better weather. I don't want to like sit inside for 6 to 8 months out of the year because there's nothing to really do out here. And it's raining, cold, and dark 6 to 8 months out of the year too. I know there's outdoors, there's hiking. It's good. I hike a lot in the summer, in the spring, but not in the winter. I'm not a cold weather person at all. And for someone who's been living in the Pacific Northwest for most of his life, you probably in your head you'd be thinking, oh wow, that's really dumb. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not built for this place. I don't know. It's crazy. Like, I'm just tired. I'm lost. And, like, I have just such a hunger to do something else in my life. But at the same time, it's scary to take that first step into doing something completely different. Because I'm, like, in my mind, I'm wired for that 9 to 5 just hustle. And I have to, like, break my subconscious from that. And just, like, go out and risk it. and just like make something for myself. Because I'm 28, I'm not getting any older. I'm not getting any younger. It's either do or die at this point. And I'm probably gonna look back at this 5 years from now and really like think to myself, oh, he was 28, he's young as hell. Whatever. That's just how I feel right now. I don't know, man. It's tough with seasonal depression too out here in Washington State. It's crazy. Like having to be sitting under a sun lamp and having to go into the gyms purely just to go sit in a steam room or a sauna just to feel the heat and get some sort of like simulation of what the sun feels like on you is really depressing. And like the people around me are just not motivated. I feel like I'm around a bunch of drones all day who just don't really want to do anything with their life. It's like truly sad. And I also started my job right when the government shutdown happened. So I spent all my money moving back home to my family. And essentially, I didn't get a paycheck for almost like 2 months. It's like a month and a half. And now we're about to probably get shut down January 30th. I'm guaranteed there's almost going to be another government shutdown when the fund ends. So I'm going to go through another period, probably like 3 to 4 months of just getting not paid, because this next shutdown is probably going to be way worse. It's just learning different things in life. I don't know. I'm just kind of spouting different things off the top of my head that I just need to vent about. So if you're lost, you're not the only one. I'm 28 years old. I live at home with my parents, and I still figure it out. Or I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't know, dude. We'll get there, though. We'll get there. I'm not giving up on myself. And neither should anyone else. Like, especially living in the U.S., like, there's a way to make it, for sure. I just have to put in that grind and just keep pushing through, regardless if I'm sick or tired or depressed or whatever. But yeah, that's all for now.